Dear friends, we are entering into the first Shabbat of the yearly cycle. We will be reading the Torah portion of Bereshis, the beginning of it all, the beginning of the world, creation, and the beginnings of humanity, which leads up to the Jewish people being formed as a nation at a later portion. Now, when we talk about creation, there's something very fascinating. We talk about the 7 days of creation. And everything follows until today in that cycle of 7. We still live from Sunday to Shabbos, Sunday to Saturday. But in reality, God only created the world 6 days. The last thing God created was Adam and Eve, on the 6th day. Nothing really was created on the 7th day. So why do we call it the 7 days of creation? What happened on Shabbos? And the answer is that nothing was actively created on Shabbos like the 6 days before. But yet, Shabbos is when the world and God were united as one in a stronger way than even in the days before. In the days before, everything that God created had its own life form. Everything has its own trajectory. Everything is something that moves forward on its own time, has its own space. But in reality, this world is God's world. This world belongs to God. This world is God's space. Shabbos is where God united with the world, that even here we can feel it's God's space. We can feel the special spiritual energy, a heightened state of awareness and consciousness of God and God's unity with this world. And just like Adam and Eve were placed in the Garden of Eden, they didn't last there very long because they sinned on Friday before Shabbat. Right after Shabbat, they were kicked out. So too, to a certain extent, every Shabbat for us is Gan Eden, is paradise. We have the chance to tap into a heightened sense and feeling of ourselves, of God, of a higher being, of a higher destiny, of being encompassed by something greater. Then after Shabbos, we're kicked out of Gan Eden. We come back down to the reality of life, where we got to make things happen. We got to roll up our sleeves, and if we don't make things happen, they will not happen. We can't just rely on God to do it for us. God wants us to do it for ourselves, while He blesses everything that we do. So our weekly cycle is exactly mimicking God's cycle. 6 days a week we're active. 1 day a week we just connect to ourselves, as part of ourselves, our family, and to God. And this is a taste of paradise, or like the sages tell us, a taste of Olam Haba, taste of the world to come. Very soon, we will have and be engulfed by a new reality where 7 days a week we'll feel life as in paradise and in the world to come. But today we go through the same cycle. So as we prepare for the first Shabbos, let's start this year by making Shabbos a little more in our life. Whatever you're doing until now, if you're doing it completely, if you're doing partially, you're not doing any part of it, add something this year. Start from the Shabbos, add something. If you're doing nothing yet, just put a white tablecloth on your dining room table. 2 candles to light the candles. If you're doing that already, make sure challahs are sitting on your table from Friday afternoon. If you're doing Friday night, maybe Shabbos lunch, have 2 challahs and a cup of wine for Kiddush. Do something more. And make Shabbos a part of your life, because really, by doing that, you bring the blessing of Shabbos into your life. So Bereshit, it's a beginning. Let us have the real taste of the beginning, where initially Adam and Eve lived in Gan Eden. Let's feel a taste of Gan Eden. And you know, when you have Shabbos in your home in a way that you feel it's unique and special, it carries on for the rest of the week. It uplifts every part of our life and the rest of the week of what we're doing. So I wish and pray for great new beginnings for this year. And let's elevate Shabbos, because Shabbos will elevate ourselves. And we will get past this pandemic. But actually, one of the silver linings is during this pandemic, it's much easier to do Shabbos because everyone's home anyways. No one can go out. There's no restaurants. There's no bars. There's no clubs. Can't even hang out by friends. Make Shabbos in your home. Make it special. So, Shabbat Shalom. God bless you. We love you all. Candlelighting time in Montreal, 5:48 p.m.